Her voice was calm when she said it. Too calm. Your parents can only come to the wedding if they give us $50,000. I remember the hum of the refrigerator behind her words, the faint clink of her wine glass, the way she didn't look up from her phone. Something inside me went still. Not angry, not hurt, just quiet. I asked her to repeat it, not because I didn't hear her, but because I wanted to feel it again. Clean, deliberate, undeniable. They can afford it, she said. If they want to be there, they'll contribute. It's only fair. Fair. The word lodged itself somewhere between my ribs and my throat. I nodded slowly, told her I understood. And that night, when she fell asleep next to me, I watched the slow rhythm of her breathing and wondered how many other sentences she'd rehearsed before saying aloud. The next morning, I called her mother, put the phone on record, and asked her what she thought of the wedding fund. Her laugh came too easily, like she'd been waiting for the question. That was the moment I realized this wasn't spontaneous greed, it was coordination. The first crack in the mask. The plan had been in motion for weeks, maybe months. Her mother handled the numbers. My fiancé handled the performance, soft tone, teary eyes, the illusion of shared struggle. They wanted to make it seem like my parents were the obstacle. Your mother's pride will ruin everything, she said. You know how she is. I did know, but I also knew my mother had taken out loans to pay for my education, that she still skipped dinners to save for retirement. $50,000, not a test of generosity, a humiliation tax. I watched my fiancé's demeanor change when money entered any conversation. Her smile became managerial, her affection conditional. She said she wanted to build a future with me, but her tone suggested she wanted to own it. The more she spoke, the less she said. The less she touched me, the more she smiled. Love had become negotiation. I began to suspect that maybe I wasn't marrying a person at all, just a business model wearing perfume. I started recording her, every conversation, every subtle tone shift. I told myself it was for clarity, but I already knew what I was looking for. Proof that she meant it. Proof that this wasn't a misunderstanding. Her mother's texts were worse. Calculating, surgical. Push him gently. Say it's about respect. Once they agree, we can move forward with the guest list. I said nothing. I made breakfast. I kissed her forehead. I nodded during venue discussions. But beneath the calm surface, I was cataloging every syllable, every act of casual betrayal. At night, I listened to the recordings with my headphones on, my reflection dim in the laptop screen. Her voice became less human each time, just patterns of sound designed to extract something. It wasn't rage that grew in me, it was precision. When she told me she'd booked a meeting with my parents to discuss contributions, I smiled and said, "Perfect." Inside, I had already chosen the ending. My mother called me first. Her voice was tight, shaking. She said, "We'd embarrass you if we couldn't afford it." There it was, the final confirmation. The lie had left the house. It was breathing on its own now. I listened in silence. When she finished, I told her not to worry. Then I hung up and sent her the audio recordings, every one. Next, I forwarded the same files to my fiancé and her mother. No explanation, no message, just the truth in unedited form. An hour later, the phone began vibrating nonstop. First her, then her mother, then her again. I answered once. "How could you do this?" she cried. I waited for her to stop, then said, quietly, "You taught me how." That evening, I met her at the apartment. She was pacing, mascara streaked, phone still in her hand. She started speaking before I entered the room, excuses, half-lies, broken sentences. I placed the ring on the table between us. It made a small metallic sound, almost delicate. "Fair request," I said. "Remember?" Her face twisted, confusion first, then the slow bleed of realization. She reached for me, but I stepped back. There was nothing left to take. I told her she could keep the venue deposit, the dress, the invitations. Consider them payment for performance. Her mouth trembled. She whispered, "You're cruel." Maybe, but cruelty isn't the absence of feeling. It's what's left when feeling dies. I turned and walked out before she could say another word. Her mother's voicemail came the next morning, screaming, threats, demands for an apology. I played it once, then deleted it. The apartment feels larger now, quieter. I can hear my own breathing again. Sometimes, when I replay that moment in my mind, the ring glinting on the table, her eyes wide with disbelief, I don't feel victory, just clarity. Betrayal doesn't ruin people, it reveals them. And once you've seen someone's true face, you never forget the shape of it.